Russell, morning.
Morning.
What do you do when you haven't got a lot of time, but of course you've just got to keep the players going from Saturday? What do you do between a Saturday and a Tuesday?
So we'll analyse the game and we'll show the lads what we feel we can learn from it. I think there'll be so much good stuff to show them, which will be really nice, and there'll be so much stuff that we can definitely improve ahead of tomorrow night. And then make sure we go through some stuff on the training pitch. Is going to be really important for tomorrow night, albeit not too physically taxing because they have to go again. And have an awareness in the next 24 hours as well of what Stoke can bring and the threat they pose and how we can navigate our way through that in the best way possible. So I think everyone will come in good spirits today. The mood was great last week. I hope we can continue that. I think we should be able to after a really good result at the weekend, and hopefully it'll take a bit of weight off everyone's shoulders. And I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a big week for us. We have 3 games this week. Obviously, we've got one out the way with a really good result, and as I said, we need to build on that.
When you look back, whether you've either been thinking back or analysing back to Saturday, what elements pleased you most? What is it about that performance that perhaps you've been waiting to see?
Just the energy of the team, the aggression with the ball and without the ball was a big improvement, and just the amount of learning the players have undertaken in the last week or two, really, and the stuff that they put into practice. And we've had some stuff this week where last week we went through on the training pitch, and then in here, in the analysis room, and in the room upstairs, individually as a unit, in their units, and the amount of learning they took from that, and it was kind of. I was speaking to an ex-player of mine today, a really good friend of mine, and we had a bit of time in the car this morning, and he was like, it was nice to see on Saturday that, he said, I can see the players, he said, when I've been through it myself, he said it takes a bit of time, and then eventually you end up understanding why you're doing certain things. He said, and when you do, it's just like the best feeling on the pitch when you understand that, and then you feel protective of it, and you want to show everyone you can really do it. He said, I can see your players going through that at the moment. Just a really interesting chat, and I think for us, we've been through these moments, as I said to you before, but I'm really proud of the way the team have stuck together and been more together than ever, really, in the last week or two. And I'm really proud of them for that. And we have to learn again, we have to improve again, we have to keep trying to progress and tweaking things to suit us. But I think the aggression in the team, the energy in the team, the mentality of the team was a big step up, and that's where they need to live all the time.
You talked before about the difficulty of being consistent with selection, how hard it's been because of all the changes in the squad and so on. And now you've got 3 games in a week, so you've sort of got to manage it again. So do you try and go again as close as you can and just check on fitness, or do you have to rotate a little bit at this level?
I think we have to be realistic and accept we're probably going to have to rotate a little bit over the next 2 games, because we have guys who played on Saturday that haven't played for quite a while, or haven't started a game or played a lot of minutes for quite a while. So with the medical team, the sports science team, we will do our very best to make them recover as quickly as possible. We have brilliant facilities here, like really top, really brilliant staff. So we'll do that, and we'll manage them as best way we possibly can, because the way we want to play takes a lot of intensity in the players, in their minds and their legs. And we are going to have to be aware of it, but at the same time try and make sure we can build on a really positive weekend.
I asked you a bit about him on Saturday, but if Kamaldeen Sulemana can get his head right and you get him right physically, could he be a difference maker this season? I mean, isn't it upon him now to show why he was so highly rated and is the club's record signing?
Yeah, I think it's interesting you say he get his head right. I don't know what's gone on previously here, but
well, I just think from relegation and being a young player in the future.
Yeah, he's been really great with us since we've come in and since he come back on the training pitch. And I think he understands what we expect of him now, so that he has clarity in what we expect on the pitch and what we expect off it in terms of how he is. The first time I ever spoke to Kamaldeen when I just took this job was on the phone, and I was really impressed by how intelligent he is and how much he thinks about the game. And I'm pretty sure both of us at that point probably didn't expect him to be here. And I'm really grateful he is, and we're really lucky he is. He's a really, as you saw on Saturday in glimpses, he's incredible talent. Like, I genuinely believe he can probably go and play anywhere he wants at some point in his career if he puts everything that he has into the right place and in the right direction. That's up to us to help him do that. And to help him understand the potential he has and to help him understand what he needs to do consistently to really play at the top level, because he has all the potential and all the attributes to do that. So yeah, we need to make sure he's a big player for us by keeping him fit, by making him really understand what's expected of him, and by turning him into the best teammate he can possibly be. And on Saturday he added so much value to the team going forward, but also defensively he was great. It's the best he's been, so he needs to kick on from here now, really. Yeah.
And of course he arrived as the club's record signing at like 20 years old, with everyone looking at him saying, well, you can keep us up. I mean, what a pressure for a young man. And I remember a Ghanaian journalist saying to me, he's great, but don't put pressure on him, give him time, he's only a kid. You know, we see glimpses from him at his age. And I guess that the thing is, maybe now he can play with less pressure on his shoulders, a little bit, that sort of pressure, because when you're a record signing as a young man, that's hard. The whole city looking at you.
Yeah, it's tough, but I think I'm not convinced that would faze Kamel Dean. I think he's a really confident boy. He's had an incredible upbringing in the Right to Dream Academy, a brilliant story, but he hasn't played many games. So I think with big price tag comes big expectation. He had a few injury problems, so he's probably more frustrated than anything. I don't think he has any issue with confidence of or in his own ability. I think he fully believes that, and in a really nice way, a really, really nice way. So it's up to us to bring the best out of him now and to try and help him be the best he can be. And I think the style really suits him. I think he has an incredible opportunity, like some of the other guys, well, hopefully all of the other guys do, to show the best version of themselves, and hopefully they take the opportunity.
Stoke, like you, got back to winning ways at the weekend with a bit of a thriller at Ashton Gate. So, and I heard one person say, oh, Alex Neil is stuck by the way he wants to do things, and now it's worked after a few games. And I thought, I wonder if there's any comparisons there between the two Scottish managers sticking to their guns.
Well, I know Alex very well. I haven't played with him, been his captain, and I really like Alex. I've got a huge amount of respect for him. I've never called him Alex. I always call him Gaffer, so this is the only time I'll call him Alex. But his mentality, his will to win, the way he sets his teams up, he's really excellent detail. Having played against his team now a few times, understand when I used to play in it how difficult it is to play against. And they'll take a huge amount of belief in their own big win on Saturday, having come back in the game and to score late on to win the game. Will be, I'm sure he'll be looking in the same way as we are to build on that, for them to really kick on and build on that, because they've had a difficult period like us. So it'll be a very interesting game. It'll be a very different game to the one it was on Saturday. So I'm looking forward to it. And obviously Will played from last year, so he has an understanding of Alex and how he works, and we'll be tapping into that as well. But he'll be focusing on his team, and we'll be focusing on ours, and we'll see what happens.
Have you ever won on a Tuesday night in Stoke?
I'm not sure I have as a player. We drew there, I think. Did we draw there last year? Yeah, I think we drew there last year. So but we need to have a good week. Hopefully on Saturday, everyone feels more positive. The supporters were great. Having watched the goals back, hopefully there's real evidence of the work we're doing and the quality of them. And I was just really proud of that. And we need to keep building. It's not enough. We need to be better again, and hopefully we'll be over these next two games.
George,
morning.
Morning.
There's 2 more games till the international breaks coming again. I know I'm looking forward a little bit, but it is just 1 week. Is that something maybe that, with the messaging towards the players, you kind of look at it as, right, let's play these 2 games and then let's maybe reset in the international break again?
Yeah, I think we need to go into the break feeling good about ourselves. So we've had such a tough month for various fixtures as well. Been really tough. Sunderland, Middlesbrough away, Ipswich and Leeds, Leicester and Leeds at home. All teams that are hoping to be there or thereabouts, and it's been a really, really tough month. So and obviously the results and all that. So I think everyone will be wanting to go into the break feeling positive. The supporters included, except that break is long. When you had a bad result like the Sunderland one last time, so we need to end this week as positively as we can. These 2 games, get as many points as we can, which goes without saying, but build on the performance and 2 positive performances to make everyone feel good about themselves going into the break, and then we can come back. A bit of a spring in our step and really kick on from there, hopefully. And we really benefit from the full week on the training pitch for this game. We haven't got much time now between these games, and then obviously the international breaks, we won't have much time, but we need to get as much out of these next 2 games to really help us when we come back from the break as well.
James Bree came on at the weekend. He's had to kind of be a bit patient this season with minutes. Sort of, how's he found that playing up, sitting on the bench and stuff?
Well, I don't think any player finds it easy. What I would say is he's there, like he's so in our thoughts, and he could play at any point. The way he's trained, the way he is as a pro, the way he is as a character, he's one of the nicest, best teammates you could find. Like, nice guy, really good guy, really unassuming, works so hard, has real quality. And we came in, and like a lot of the players, they've had such a tough period here. So it takes some time for people to come back to life a little bit and to pick their confidence up. And also then you have to understand a total new way of playing, a way that's been so different to Breezy and what he's known for however long. But he's so resilient. You can see that from his career. He had a move early on, didn't go to plan, went out on loan, then found a place that really suited him at Luton, bounced back and got a move here, and then has a difficult period. So he has incredible resilience. I think he's a better player than he actually believes, so it's up to us to bring that out of him. But I'm really, like I'm a lot of players, I'm really proud of Breezy, how he stuck at it. Great teammate, trains properly, and that's why he came on Saturday, and he will get plenty more minutes with us, I'm sure, because of the quality he possesses and the attitude that he has and the willingness to learn and take instruction on. I've been really, really pleased with him, yeah.
How do you bring that confidence out of a player who's maybe not believing in themselves as much as you think they should do?
I just think reinforce the good stuff they're doing all the time, and reinforce with realism, but and be positive. But I think just try and have conversations. So him and Gilly knew each other from Ipswich. They have a really good relationship. So lean on that as well, and make him understand that we really do believe in him as a player, like a lot of them. And hopefully they're starting to, I said to you, they come back to life a little bit. Some of them coming out of their shell a little bit. Last 2 weeks, definitely a big change in that dynamic. And I think the players, whether it's conscious or subconscious, have decided to really go all in with it. And I think they understand that it could be really, really brilliant for them. And I think they've had enough change here and all that stuff. I think they want some consistency in an environment they quite enjoy, I think. So all of that's going to be really important. And it's up to us to make sure they understand how we feel about them and what we feel about the work, and how we're going to get to where we want to get to.
Dean Thornton came with you from Swansea, and I'm sure you speak to him quite a lot. So what has he relayed to you about working with this goalkeeping group, and kind of what's been the focus there?
He really likes it. He knew Al as a young kid. They were both in Wycombe's academy, so they played together then. Gavin, I think, just excites him on a daily basis about the stuff he can do. We should have had a clean sheet on Saturday. I think Gav has been he's been really consistent actually for like what he's had to deal with as a young guy has been really incredible actually, and I think he will be top goalkeeper, and he's really starting to show what he can do with his feet and as a goalkeeper as well. So yeah, I think Dino and Joe Lumley was brought in by Dean because he's worked with him before, and he's added a huge amount of character to the group. I knew we were fighting on the pitch at Reading, but since we brought him in, I really like Joe. I really like him, and just proper wants to win, adds value in training, adds a real edge in competition, and drives the other two on. Brilliant. So it's a really brilliant addition for us. So I think we've got three very different characters, different experience. Al wants to play, which you understand, but at the same time never sulks, gets on with it, just trains properly, sticks to it, pushes Gav. So we've got really healthy competition, a really good area. And Dino is great at helping them understand the way we want to play and what's expected, because goalkeeper is such a big position for us. It's not just protecting the goal, it's also starting a lot of the build-up and being brave enough to be able to do that. And so, yeah, I think we're in a really good place.
And just on Gavin Bazunu there, about sort of playing out from the back, how big is it to have a keeper there that you can trust, and he's very comfortable playing that?
Yeah, he's been immense. He's got better and better and better every game with his feet. Like some of the passes we see him make now, the calmness, the composure he shows, and that's not easy. Like I really appreciate that's not easy, because fortunately I played in the line in front of him, not the last line, and I wouldn't have been as brave as he has for sure. So he's such a level-headed guy. Really starting to see his personality come through, and now which will help him on the pitch for sure. Yeah, by the end of the season, I'm sure everyone will understand that we have real quality in that department.
One from me. Andreas Georgeson came in at the start of the season. We've kind of seen from looking down to the tactical dugout, he runs through the tactics of the subs before they come on. How much of a boost has he been to the coaching group as well?
Yeah, he's been great. I really like Andreas. He's got great experience, some great ideas around set pieces. We've been really good. I know we conceded one on Saturday, which he's really frustrated with, as we all are. But we've looked really solid. We've looked a real threat as well from them. So he'll continue to work with the players. It's been really to add that along the other stuff. It's a lot for the players to take in, but it's been a really important part of the process. And we all know how important set pieces are in this division in particular, but any division. But so there's a big focus on them. Lads have really bought into Andreas because he's such a good guy. The way he delivers to them is really good, and he's also important member of our team now, along with Carl and Gilly and Ben, Reese, Dean, all those guys. So he's not just involved in a set piece. Like, he'll give his opinion on certain things, and we'll sit and discuss the coaching staff and argue for hours, and then settle on something. And but yeah, it's been great to have him in, and it was really important actually during this period, because he was there at Arsenal when under Mikel, when they had a really, really tough run. I think they lost 8 or 9 out of 10 games, and the amount of noise around that club at that time. And now the same people who absolutely love the manager were the ones that wanted him out at that point. So it's just so interesting, and the fact that he lived that and went through that, and obviously can offer a lot of advice and calmness around that, really, and composure. So yeah, he's been a really good addition.